Hi, I'm Izzy, and this is Dizzy Quilts and Sews. Welcome to this week's episode of Friday Sews. All right, so let's get chatting. I hope you had a great week. My week in the sewing room was pretty good. I got a few things done. I was looking around before sitting down to film. It really needs a good cleanup. I have been so busy in here doing all kinds of things. I've neglected to, sweep and pick up this loose threads everywhere. Bear spends a lot of time in here, and I'm finding that I have piles of black hair everywhere on the floor, which is very annoying. So yeah, although I've had a good week down here and I've been very, very productive, this room needs a good cleanup, and I think I'm probably going to have to get that done this weekend. So let's talk about what I did finish this week. So the first thing was my Think Pink project for this month. I got my box early last week or late last week, and I immediately put the fabric in the wash. I took the pattern out that I wanted to make and got working on it, and it is all done. And I even had enough fabric left over to make a little something for Marianne. So this month, when the video comes out next week, is it next week? Next week, you're gonna get a 2-for-1. So that was all finished. The video is now with Marianne for editing, and yeah, it's coming out on Tuesday next week. No, not next week, on the 20th. Yes, on the 20th. Next thing I got done, and the video that is coming out next week, is my experiment with the Nancy Zeman pivot and slide method on a Big 4 pattern, which I don't have with me, but I'll put a picture of the pattern I was working with. And yeah, so I finished the top. It's basically a muslin. It's not wearable in any way, shape, or form. Not because the experiment wasn't successful, but because of the fabric I picked. So basically, I just used a bunch of scraps and put them all together, and the top is not wearable at all. But anyways, you'll find out in the video next week, but it was pretty successful. So there you go. So that's number 2 thing I got done this week. Then number 3, I made a new version of the Coco wide leg pants by Pattern Emporium. So that is the pattern I used last month for my Think Pink fabric. So basically the crazy pants I made. And I really wanted to make the pattern again because I like the style. I like the wide legs. I like the narrow elasticated waist. It's got really good pockets. And the fabric, the Think Pink fabric I worked with was really, really difficult to work with. And so my sewing is not perfect. The fit is not perfect. And so I really wanted to try the pattern again with a more stable or easier to work with fabric. So I used a lavender linen that I got from Core Fabrics to make this pair. Now, I didn't have quite enough fabric to make the full length version, so I made them cropped, and I was ready to hate them because I've never ever worn crop pants. I'm 5'3", I'm a fuller figured lady, and I didn't think that cropped pants would look good on me at all. So I was fully prepared to hate them, but once I started cutting and realized I wouldn't have enough fabric, I didn't want to pick a new pattern, or I was determined to make these pants, so I just went ahead and chopped off a few inches to make it work with the fabric. And I don't know that I'm in love with them. And again, I'm going to insert pictures. I don't know that I'm in love with them, but I don't hate them. So I think my eyes just need to get used to the strange to me length, but they are ultra comfortable. I'm definitely going to pack them away for Greece. I'll take them with me. In the pictures, I'm wearing them with my purple chorus top, and I kind of like the outfit. Now, one thing I came to realize after wearing them for a full day is they're too big. So, and I've been doing that a lot. I'm so scared of getting the wrong fit or for my pants to be too tight and therefore uncomfortable. I tend to err on the side of too much ease, too much fabric everywhere. I so not want to like highlight my tummy. I tend to just put extra volume there, thinking it's going to hide. But when I was reviewing the pictures I took of these Coco pants, they just look big, and they are big. There's a lot of extra fabric everywhere. In the back, in the front, around the hips. Yeah, they are just big. So I think when I make this pattern again, because I will make it again, I'm envisioning a pair in a nice drapey wool for the winter. Like, how cool would that be? So I think I'm going to size down one size. So I made a size 22, which, you know, my measurements pointed to a size 22. But even when looking at the finished garment measurements, I tend to always go with whatever size my measurements say I should make, and almost discount the ease or discredit the ease and say, oh, well, you know, if I should make this size, then I'm just going to go ahead and make this size. But yeah, I'm trying to learn about ease and making sure that I don't drape too much fabric over my problem areas. I hate that word. No, not problem areas. I just don't want to highlight the parts of my body that I'm not crazy about. That's all. So yeah, so I'm going to make them again, but size down to a size 20. Oh, that was a long tirade to just, yeah, I need to size down next time. But they are done, and they are super comfortable, and they're going to be great for vacation. So there you go. And then part of my travel capsule, I decided I want to make myself a white tank top. And I said I was going to do the logo and then adjust the racer back to make it a tiny bit wider so that my bra straps wouldn't show. But then I saw recently Mary from Love My Crafts made the Ellie and Mac, what's it called? Curved Hem Tank by Ellie and Mac. And when she mentioned that pattern in her video, I remembered I have that pattern. I bought it probably years ago now. Probably 2 years ago, and I just never made it. And I was like, that's a really cute tank. I love the rounded or curved hem at the bottom. It covers the bra straps perfectly. It's not super low cut in the front, but it's got a nice round neckline, which I like. So anyway, so I took out my pattern, yeah, made a couple of adjustments lengthwise because I looked at, in the pattern, they have a bunch of photos of people who probably tested the pattern, and the tank was incredibly long on everybody. Now, Ellie and Mac draft for a 5'5" body. I'm 5'3", so I chopped off 3 inches even before I cut my fabric. And it's still long. Now, I don't have any pictures of me in my tank, but it's all finished. I love the binding. It's sitting very nice and flat. There is absolutely no puckers, no drag lines. This thing fits so well. I thought for sure the arm side was going to be huge, but it's not. It's nice and snug, not too high that it's uncomfortable, not so low that my bra's going to show. Like, the fit on this is top notch. It's just too long. So I already adjusted my pattern to remove another 2.5 inches. So that the next time I make this, it's going to be a lot shorter. And there will be a next time because I absolutely love this thing. Now, in a white jersey, this is a viscose jersey like this. It's pretty casual, but in a nice viscose jersey with a nice print, I think it would look super cute under a cardigan for the fall. Even in the winter under like a jacket for the office, or yeah, I really, really love that pattern. So there will be more, and I'm going to try to grab some pictures of me wearing it at some point next week, and then share a picture either on my community tab or on Instagram for you all to see. So that's everything I got up to this week. In terms of my plans or what I want to get done over the next week, there are 2 things that I definitely want to get done. So the first one is my mashup of the top of the Seychelles top by Itch to Stitch. That's got a nice pleat at the shoulders, very, very nice top. And then at the bottom, I want to have the Rhapsody curved hem and nipped in waist. Not that it's in very, very shaped at the waist, but it comes in a little bit, whereas the Seychelles doesn't. So I've got both patterns reprinted because the last time I made the Seychelles, the last time I printed the Seychelles and made one, which was over a year ago now, it was a little bit snug on me then, and I know my measurements have changed recently, so I printed one size up, and I did the same thing for my Rhapsody, and yeah, so I printed both patterns. I'm now ready to smoosh them together and come up with a third pattern, and I'm gonna make it in this beautiful fabric I shared in my August plans. So I can't wait to get cutting into this. I think it's going to make a beautiful, beautiful top. And that's going to look amazing in my lavender Coco pants as well. So that's number 1 plan for this upcoming week. And then number 2 plan is going to be a Vernon shirt that I'm going to take to Greece as a cover-up. And I'm going to make that in this beautiful chambray fabric that I got from Minerva. It's been washed. It just needs a good press. And my Vernon pattern just fits me perfectly, so I don't need to do any adjustments to that. Just go ahead and cut my fabric. So those are the 2 things I really, really want to get done this week. And if I do manage to get those 2 things done, I am fully done for my Greece travel capsule. Now, Marianne did ask me if I had the time to make her a maxi skirt to take to Greece, but I looked through my stash and I don't think I really have any fabric that would be a long enough cut to make her a maxi skirt. I'm going to send her a couple of ideas, but I doubt they're going to be up her street too much. So yeah, and I'm not placing a fabric order before I leave, so yeah. Besides, I need to start working on our Charlotte Frocktails dresses. Probably not mine, because I know exactly what I'm making, and it's not going to take me long. The thing I know will fit me, so I'm not worried about my outfit, and I'll probably get that done when I get back from Greece, but I really wanted to make a muslin or a test version of the dress I'm making for Marianne because it's a pattern I've never made before. It's a little more involved than anything else I've done in the past. So I really want to make a practice version and have her try it on and make any adjustments preferably before we go away, because then when we come back, I'll have just a few weeks to get her dress done. So yeah, those are my plans for the next week. In terms of life, it's been a good week. So over the weekend, last weekend, I spent the day at the island on Sunday. So I didn't go Friday night or Saturday because the weather really wasn't great. And I just don't enjoy going to the island when it's pouring rain. It's just no fun. But Sunday was a beautiful, beautiful hot day. So yeah, so we went for the day. I got to try my new bathing suit in the water, and it's perfect. It is perfect. I am happy to report, because a few of you mentioned that in my bathing suit, my Clearwater pattern review or video, that a tankini, sometimes if the fabric is very, very swingy, or if the top is very swingy, when you're in the water, the top or the fabric tends to float up, and then it kind of floats around you, which is very annoying. And I hadn't even thought of that when I was making up my bathing suit. So I got pretty nervous, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that thing doesn't do that. But it didn't. It stayed down. It was very, very comfortable. The shorts also stayed put. They didn't go anywhere. They didn't sag. They didn't fall down due to the weight of the water. It was so comfortable to wear as well. I felt very secure. Yeah, it was the perfect bathing suit, and I am almost regretting not making myself a second one right away to take with me to Greece, because I'm looking at our itinerary and there will be lots of opportunities to go swimming, to go to the beach, to go snorkeling, to go for like mini cruises that are going to bring us to places we can swim. And I don't relish the thought of wearing or needing to put a wet swimming suit back on. Like, you know, you go swimming in the morning and then you change to go have lunch or whatever. And then if you want to go for a swim again in the afternoon, your bathing suit might not be dry by then, especially if you need to hang it up in a hotel room and stuff. So yeah, so I wish I'd had the idea of making myself another bathing suit, but now it's just too late, and I'm not gonna order myself some swim fabric and make a second to go to Greece. I'll just have to live with the one, or maybe I'll just bring my ready-to-wear one with me, so at least I have two. Although now that I've swam in my clear water, I'm feeling very spoiled and really don't want to wear that ready-to-wear one that I bought. But anywho, so yeah, so that was Sunday, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day. And then Monday, I had lunch with my mom and my grandmother and had just the best, best time. My grandmother is doing really, really well. She's almost fully healed from her procedure, so she had a pacemaker put in. And although she still has a bit of a wound or scar, it's healing very, very nicely. She still has a tiny bit of pain in her arm on the side where they cut her open, basically. But other than that, she is in high spirits, in a very great mood, and she's feeling great. So that was fantastic, fantastic to see both of them. And then, yeah, the rest of the week was just about work and spending time down here, so not much to report over the course of this past week. So I would love to know what you've been up to this week, what your plans are for this coming weekend, so put that in the comments below. I have to say that Tropical Storm Debbie is coming to Montreal. The forecast says we're going to get a ton of rain over the next couple of days. Well, tonight is Thursday, so it's already started. The rain has started, and it's going to be heavy, heavy rain and thunderstorms all day on Friday, which means we're not going to go to the island on Friday. We're going to go on Saturday, because Saturday is supposed to be a very nice day, as well as Sunday. So I can spend a lot of my time Friday down here cleaning up this room and getting it ready for when I come back down to the city on Sunday and I can get sewing again. So those are my plans for the weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Please give the video a like on your way out if you liked it, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.